Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about okra or lady's fingers. Okra, Abamoschus esculentus, known in some English-speaking countries as lady's fingers, is a flowering plant in the mallow family native to East Africa. Cultivated in tropical, subtropical, and warm temperate regions around the world for its edible green seed pods. Okra is used in the cuisines of many countries. The species is a perennial, often cultivated as an annual in temperate climates, often growing to around 2 meters 6 feet 7 in tall. As a member of the Malvaceae, it is related to such species as cotton, cocoa, and hibiscus. The leaves are 1020 centimeters 4 to 8 in long and broad, palmately lobed with 5 to 7 lobes. The flowers are 4 to 8 centimeters, 1.58318 in diameter, with 5 white to yellow petals, often with a red or purple spot at the base. The pollen grains are spherical and approximately 188 microns in diameter. The fruit is a capsule, up to 18 centimeters 7 in long with pentagonal cross-section, containing numerous seeds. Abamoschus is Neo-Latin from Arabic, Romanized Abi al-Misk, lit. Father of musk. 6 Well esculentus is Latin for being fit for human consumption. Okra is known as bindi, pronounced pay, dyed Punjabi, pronounced pinaki, Urdu in Pakistan, where it is the national vegetable. The first use of the word okra alternatively, okro or okro, appeared in 1679 in the colony of Virginia, deriving from Igbo, GKW rack. The word gumbo was first used in American English around 1805, derived from Louisiana Creole, but originates from either umbundu, oshingumbo, or kimbundu, kin ombo. Even though the word gumbo often refers to the dish gumbo in most of the United States, many places in the Deep South may have used it to refer to the pods and plant, as well as many other variants of the word found across the African diaspora in the Americas. Okra is an allopolyploid of uncertain parentage. However, proposed parents include Abamoschus fecundus, a tuberculatus, and a reported diploid form of okra. Truly wild as opposed to naturalized populations are not known with certainty, and the West African variety has been described as a cultigen. Okra originated in East Africa in Ethiopia, Eritrea, and Eastern Sudan. From Arabia, the plant spread around the shores of the Mediterranean Sea and eastward. Okra was introduced to Europe by the Umayyad conquest of Hispania. One of the earliest accounts is by Abu al-Abbas al-Nabati, who visited Ayyubid, Egypt in 1216, and described the plant under cultivation by the locals, who ate the tender young pods with meal. The plant was introduced to the Americas by ships plying the Atlantic slave trade by 1658, when its presence was recorded in Brazil. It was further documented in Suriname in 1686. Okra may have been introduced to southeastern North America from Africa in the early 18th century. By 1748, it was being grown as far north as Philadelphia. Thomas Jefferson noted it was well established in Virginia by 1781. It was commonplace throughout the southern United States by 1800, and the first mention of different cultivars was in 1806. Abamoschus esculentus is cultivated throughout the tropical and warm temperate regions of the world for its fibrous fruits or pods containing round, white seeds. It is among the most heat and drought-tolerant vegetable species in the world and will tolerate soils with heavy clay and intermittent moisture, but frost can damage the pods. In cultivation, the seeds are soaked overnight prior to planting to a depth of 1 to 2 centimeters 3.8 to 13.16 in. It prefers a soil temperature of at least 20 degrees Celsius, 68 degrees Fahrenheit for germination, which occurs between 6 days soaked seeds and 3 weeks. As a tropical plant, it also requires a lot of sunlight, and it should also be cultivated in soil that has a pH between 5.8 and 7. Ideally on the acidic side, seedlings require ample water. The seed pods rapidly become fibrous and woody and, to be edible as a vegetable, must be harvested when immature, usually within a week of pollination. The first harvest will typically be ready about 2 months after planting, and the pods will be approximately 2 to 3 inches, 51 to 76 millimeters long. The most common disease afflicting the okra plant is verticillium wilt, often causing a yellowing and wilting of the leaves. Other diseases include powdery mildew in dry tropical regions, leaf spots, yellow mosaic, and root knot nematodes. Resistance to yellow mosaic virus in Asculentus was transferred through a cross with Abelmoschus manihod and resulted in a new variety called Parboni cranti. In the U.S., much of the supply is grown in Florida, especially around Dade in southern Florida. Okra is grown throughout the state to some degree, so okra is available 10 months of the year. Yields range from less than 18,000 pounds per acre, 20,000 kilograms per hectare, to over 30,000 pounds per acre, 340 kilograms. Wholesale prices can go as high as $18 bushel, which is 60 cents per pound, $1.30 per kilogram. The regional IPM centers provide integrated pest management plans for use in the state. In 2023, world production of okra was 11.5 million tons, led by India with 62% of the total, and Nigeria and Mali as secondary producers. Raw okra is 90% water, 7% carbohydrates, 2% protein, and has negligible fat table. In a reference amount of 100 grams, 3.5 ounces, raw okra supplies 33 calories and is a rich source 20% or more of the daily value. DV of vitamin C and vitamin K table. It has moderate content, 10 to 19% DV of thiamine, folate, magnesium, and potassium. Okra is one of 3 thickeners that may be used in gumbo. Soup from Louisiana. Fried okra is a dish from the cuisine of the southern United States. In Cuba and Puerto Rico, the vegetable is referred to as quimbombo and is used in dishes such as quimbombo guisado, stewed okra, a dish similar to gumbo. It is also used in traditional dishes in the Dominican Republic, where it is called malandrin. In Brazil, it is an important component of several regional dishes, such as caruru, made with shrimp, in the northeastern region, and frango com cuiabo, chicken with okra, and carne refogada com cuiabo, stewed meat with okra in Minas Gerais. In South Asia, the pods are used in many spicy vegetable preparations as well as cooked with beef, mutton, lamb, and chicken. The pods of the plant are mucilaginous, resulting in the characteristic goo or slime when the seed pods are cooked. The mucilage contains soluble fiber. One possible way to deslime okra is to cook it with an acidic food, such as tomatoes, to minimize the mucilage. Pods are cooked, pickled, eaten raw, or included in salads. Okra may be used in developing countries to mitigate malnutrition and alleviate food insecurity. Young okra leaves may be cooked similarly to the greens of beets or dandelions, or used in salads. Okra seeds may be roasted and ground to form a caffeine-free substitute for coffee. When importation of coffee was disrupted by the American Civil War in 1861, the Austin State Gazette said, "An acre of okra will produce seed, enough to furnish a plantation with coffee in every way, equal to that imported from Rio." Greenish-yellow edible okra all is pressed from okra seeds. It has a pleasant taste and odor, and is high in unsaturated fats such as oleic acid and linoleic acid. The all content of some varieties of the seed is about 40%. At 794 kilograms per hectare, 708 pounds acre, the yield was exceeded only by that of sunflower oil in one trial. Bast fiber from the stem of the plant has industrial uses such as the reinforcement of polymer composites. The mucilage produced by the okra plant can be used for the removal of turbidity from wastewater by virtue of its flocculent properties, having composition similar to a thick polysaccharide film. Okra mucilage is under development as a biodegradable food packaging. As of 2018, a 2009 study found okra oil suitable for use as a biofuel. Thank you for watching.